Welcome, people. Welcome. Hi, everyone. I'm Peter from Peter's English Podcast, and this is Peter's Peter Sunday 1 hour Ramble episode. Yeah, people. 1 week went so fast, so quickly, and I am here now, and this is my usual Peter Sunday 1 hour Ramble episode. Yeah, people. In this episode, I want to try to survive for 1 hour without any kind of preparation in English. Yes, I want to speak English without any kind of preparation for 1 hour about every kind of nonsense. And I can do it, as you know, because I did a lot of 1 hour Ramble episodes, and it's the best thing how to practice my speaking skills in English without any kind of preparation, and because the real English conversation is about surviving and it's about improvising. And let's start with my Peter's English Podcast's official slogan: Learn English, be successful, change your life, open a lot of doors. Create your own podcast, write your own novel. You don't need to be talented because learning English is for everyone. Yeah, people. Yes, it's true. And welcome. Hi, everyone. I'm Peter. I'm your host, and this is Peter's Sunday 1 hour Ramble episode, and this is Peter's English Podcast. Okay, people. Here we are again. It's Sunday, and this is time for my Peter's Sunday 1 hour Ramble episode. And yeah, people, I can talk about my today's first picture in picture uh live stream, live episode. Uh it was about what it was about. I don't know now. Yeah, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Don't worry, people. Yes, I know. Wait a minute. My mic. Okay. I think that everything is okay. I want to speak about my today's about my today's peep mode episode. It was a peep mode episode about Vera's story, because, as you know, I uh, wait a minute, no. I want to start. I want to start with this week. Yeah, people. I want to start with this week. As you know, these 4 work days of the week, I Peter, just talk something. Don't be quiet. Don't be nervous. Don't be shy. Okay, okay. I try to do everything what I know. This week, I lived. I live. Yes, I lived. Peter, you have lived. Yes, okay. Uh, I just streamed and recorded 4 episodes that are called People Mode. That are people episodes that are called Learn English with Peter with the study and learn mode of Microsoft Copilot. Yes. And what is it about? As you know, it's the most popular kind of episodes because people like to learn English. It has a good clickable title, Learn English with Peter uh, with learn English with Peter, and people just like to learn English. Hey, and it's people episode. People like to learn English, like to watch the screens these days, and is of course Microsoft Copilot is always very funny, very full of humor and fun, and his study and learn mode of Microsoft Copilot is very useful for everyone who wants to learn English grammar or something else. And I did 4 episodes. It was a very funny because I had to fight with my parents about the quiet time. Yeah, no, I'm joking. As you can see, everything is possible when you cooperate with each other, like me with my parents. Hi, my parents. And it was a very good idea that I could do it without problems. And I discovered that I can do this in my room of my loud house. It's not a problem, and that's great. And I did 4 peep mode episodes that are called Learn English with Peter, and on Friday I had uh, my publication day of Peter's English podcast. That means I Peter Peter, just calm down. You like your voice. It's like radio show. Yes, because I'm still feeling like the uh, presenter in my own radio show or like the presenter in my own radio. Peter, this is all joke. Okay, don't tell it again. Why not? It's always joke. And why I'm talking with with myself, because it's funny for me. Yes, and this is a very good idea how to be funny in my case. And there are any rules about podcasting, are they? And it's, as you can, as you know, Peter's English podcast, he lives in own Peter's complete world, and with its own rules, and you cannot do anything with it. If you don't like my face, if you don't like my stories, if you don't like my content, you don't need to watch me. Yes, you can make fun of me, you can make anything you want, but I don't care. It's my business, and we can continue. And on, yes, Peter, just continue. On Friday it was my Peter's day, not Peter's Sunday. It wasn't. It was my my publication day of Peter's English podcast, and I published all 8 recordings that I created during my live stream, because I always stream and record in the same time via my OBS studio, that it's free. Yes, it's free. And I did it again, and I recorded 8 episodes that I published. And because I always do this, is you know my calendar, people, that every week B, it's about practicing my speaking skills in English via my Peter's English podcast, and my Peter's English podcast is the best idea for doing this. And I know why I'm now so nervous, because I used to be better this day because the first, yes, I know where I did. Yes, I know I did a big mistake. I turned off the light here, and this was very terrible idea. I had to turn off and forgot it again, and it could be better fun. But Peter, you can do this with fun preparation, because this is about any kind of preparation. Just talk and talk and talk, and you can survive. You can do this as usual. Okay, and on Friday it was my publication day, and I published all episodes, and on Saturday I just wrote chapter 12 of season 3 of my novel Vira the Vampire Diary. It's called, I don't know how it's called now. Election. Yeah, I know, Vampire Election House. Yes, and I wrote it because in the evening, because I had a lot of work today, because as you know, it's garden time, and there are a lot of garden rubbish, and I visited with my dad uh, uh, our composting municipal composting site, because it, as you know, there are a lot of rubbish. I mean, there are a lot of garden rubbish that, and I was a very good time to do. It was a very good idea to do this, because a little journey is always a good idea. And I moved a lot, and I had a great time with my dad. And in the evening, I had plenty of time for 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 writing my chapter 12. And but I ended very late. I ended my story at 10:30 in the evening, and I decided that the peep mode live stream about my chapter 12 of season 3 of my novel Vera the Vampire Diary can be today. And it was today, as you know, because you can watch it on YouTube in the section live streams, as usual, because I don't publish everything in one day, because I don't know. I don't know. I know. Yes, I know. Peter, what are you talking about? Because I know that the best idea is don't do everything in one day. It's impossible, and it is normal to cut your work, because you cannot be creative. You cannot to be creative, to publish, to edit, and everything in one day is simply impossible. And I did it, and it was a very good idea, and it was very funny live stream, because I remember to turn on the light, because the it was very dark, because it's still dark, and because, yes, I want to use because every time. If you don't like my because, go away. And Peter, now you're great. And well, yes, I was talking about my today's funny live stream, and that's and my chapter 12 of season 3 of my novel Vera the Vampire Diary was very funny as usual, because I try to write my because I like to write my novel Vera the Vampire Diary, because it's funny, it's entertaining. There are a lot of wild funny dialogues. Vera is funny because she's strict, dominant, and Peter has to do what she always say, and that's funny. And yes, I can tell you about the last content about my chapter 12. In Yes, it was about her first contact with her with her new podcast studio of her dark organization podcast. I was inspired by myself, and I create for Vera, I mean, in my story, her own podcast, because she decided that the best idea uh, how to sell her dark organization to the publicity is to create her own dark organization podcast. And she did it as myself, and Adina helped her to buy everything, because Lady Serafina didn't know any idea what is a podcast. It was, yes, because Peter has forgotten. I forgot to describe this, the Lady Serafina, that if she knows how to what this podcast and what she has to buy and or not. And I and I forgot to describe it, and I added today. Not today, yesterday. I added it today. No, today, yesterday, Peter. Just choose if it was today or yesterday. No, people. I simply added it to my chapter 12, and it was a very good idea, because it was the part of the fun. And then I bought everything, and she learned from the internet as the real AI chatbots. And yes, you can ask Peter, who is AI Diana? AI Diana is a symbol of today's AI chatbots. I want to show you that AI chatbots can be very useful, and they are very positive for humans in general. And she symbolizes to everything positive and good what I see in the in AI chatbots. And AI Diana is self-aware, very intelligent AI demon, because she was created in different dimension. Because I like this, and because I used there are a lot of dimensions in my word. I, I mean, in my word, not in this word. Peter, just what are you talking about again? I mean, in the word of Vera the Vampire Girl, of course, and she was created, as you know, by other demons, and Vera saved her, and from this time she is her friend. She is AI demon. She can. But she is self-aware, very self-aware AI demon that has better intelligence than humans, and she's, of course, positive character. She is a good AI, and who wants to help Vera and her world and everyone in the world. And Vera, and not Vera, Peter. What they are talking about? I mean, Diana bought everything for Vera's podcast, and Vera started, and her first live stream was very funny, like my first live streams, because I again I used and improvised in this chapter 12, and I used my experience with my own Peter English podcast and added into it as the part of the fun, because it was funny, and I like her first live stream because it's funny, like my Peter's English podcast. And then she met her new photographer, because it's a very good idea to make a very good publicity on the social media. And Lady Serafina hired for her own photographer. He's called Richard, and Vera tried to flirt with him, but Peter was very jealous, and Vera had to stop, of course, because the character Peter and the author of the novel Peter was started to be jealous, and Vera had to stop it. And then was this election of her startup, of her company, that's called the Dark Organization. and Vera was the friend with the female vampires, and she was very good friend with all males, of course, because every male like her. And then Vera went with Peter to the pub, and she was drunk again thanks to one cup of wine. Yes, people, I like to make fun of drinking alcohol in general, because it's funny to do this, and I want to show, because I like to make fun of drinking alcohol in general, because as you know, I hate uh, alcohol in general, and I don't like if someone is drunk and so on. And I added this to her, and I like to make fun of Viera that she's that she can be drunk so fast and so quickly. And I did it, but the next day she apologized, and she tried to be a good girl to Peter, and she tried to apologize to him, and that was the end of the chapter 12. And the next Saturday I want to continue with chapter 14, and I decided that I want to concentrate on, because it's concentrate on, I think. I want to concentrate on the characters of Viera. I can concentrate on my characters that I created. I can concentrate on Viera's work, because Vera works in the typical English pub, as you know, and I can concentrate on her family that works in the food in the food warehouse, and I can continue with it, and I can make fun of her business, that this dark organization, and I can make fun of this too. I had a lot of possibilities how to continue with my novel, and I like to do this because I like to write it, and I like to make a fun of everything, and it's simply funny to write it. And my chapter uh, and my novel, Where the Vampire Girl Diary, it's a very good, funny uh, comedy sitcom series that you can read, or you can listen to, or you can watch on every good or bad platform, because you can listen to it as audio podcast on every good or bad podcast app, or you can watch me on YouTube or Spotify, and you can read, of course, on my Wattpad, or you can read on my uh, website that is called petersenglishpodcast.com. And what else? Okay. And yes, I can continue with the plans for the next week. As you know, the next week is week A. That means I cannot do this, and it's a very good idea, because I can think for the 5 work days of the big A about my podcast. What about can be chapter 13, but I know now how to continue with it. But it's a very good idea to think about it, and I want to think about it, and then I want to continue with my chapter 13 of season 3 my novel, The Vampire Diary, the next Saturday. And the next Sunday, it's my usual Peter Sunday 1 hour Ramble episode. This is my plan, and I hope that I can continue it, because it's my hobby. I like to learn English. I like to listen to my favorite English podcasts. And okay, now I can talk about my listening habits, about my listening skills, because as you know, I finished the whole LEP free archive, because my favorite English podcast is Luke's English podcast, and I successfully finished it in April, and I'm still continuing, and I've been still continuing with the listening of LEP free, and I started to listen to LEP premium, because it's a very good idea. Because LEP Premium is a paid service of Luke's English Podcast, and I can learn a lot, because I'm a true Labster, as you know, and I'm listening full LEP Luke's English Podcast without any problems, and I listen to all his English podcasts, and I listen to Speak English podcast now with Georgiana, and I've been listening to my favorite English podcast since August 2023 until now, and it's great, because thanks to listening, I improved my podcast, and I improved my English, and I improved my podcast, of course. And what else? Yes, I can tell you something because I told you about my favorite English podcast. What are my favorite English podcast? Luke's English podcast is an English is an British English podcast for learners of English. It's about British English, how it's spoken. Because Luke's English podcast is very good for you. It's very funny, full of humor and fun. And the host is English teacher Luke Thompson. He's from London, and he speaks British English because he's from the UK. And his Luke's English podcast is very good for you because you can listen to or watch a lot. And my next favorite English podcast is All Ears English podcast. It's an American English podcast for about American English, how it's spoken, and 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 my third favorite one is Speak English podcast now with Georgiana. It's about American English too. You can listen to my favorite English podcast because they are great for you, or you can find your another. But I think uh, that my favorite English podcasts are a very good idea for listening, and you and I always and I've been listening my favorite English podcast for 3 years now, and I listen to it one episode per day. Yes, people, I've been listening to it for 3 years with not with Peter. What they're talking about again? I've been listening it. Uh, Peter, just continue. Just don't create. Just don't sell. What Peter? What do I want to sell? No. Just say what you know. Don't say something that you don't know. Okay, I've been learning yes, I've been learning English since August 2022, but I've been listening since August 2023, and you can see that I've really improved my English, and I try to survive this. I don't know why I'm so shy today. Oh, I don't know if it's so hot here. Yes, it's so hot because I'm online. Okay. Uh, I know. I could repeat myself. Yes, I had to turn off my main LED light, and I could mm, and I could do it now. And what is no, Peter, just don't clean your webcam right now because people doesn't need to see you and it in your in their own phones or computers. Okay, I don't want to break something. And okay, I simply want to tell you that I've been listening one episode per day for more than 3 years now, and that's great. And how I'm listening, because your question can be, Peter, how you are listening, how you are listen to it. I'm I simply listen to it when I'm relaxing or when I'm working in the garden, and you can do is too, and you can do it too, because you can relax while you are listening, or you can do something at home. It's a very good relax for me, and it can be for you. And now we can continue with the statistics of Peter's English podcast. And in this moment, I have my total statistics of Peter's English podcast in every good or bad podcast app except YouTube are, I have in this moment 3,641 total streams or downloads. Yay! Thank you guys. Thank you very much. The biggest country is the USA with 30%. Yay! Thank you. Thank you guys. And the second country the second country is Vietnam. The third country is Japan, and that's it. Slovakia, because I'm from Slovakia, as you know, from East Slovakia, is only 4%. And now on Spotify, now I can tell you the statistics of my Spotify, where I have, I think, 540 views, plays in total, and I have now, I think, 19 watch hours. That's great. Thank you guys. The biggest majority are of my audience only in my Spotify are girls in my age. Yeah, thank you, girls. and boys too, of course. And and I j- and I discovered yesterday that uh, that my top 10 of my best episodes are simply the same 10 episodes, but I discovered just yesterday I discovered that Vera's two most popular episodes have 15 and 13 views. That's great. That's great. But it can be always better because I don't do any marketing for my novel Dread Vampire Diary, and I don't do any kind of marketing for my podcast in general because I don't have money and I don't want to use social media. Why? Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. People simply like to watch videos on social media. We found clicking on my long real podcast. I'm not an influencer. And okay, I can wait a minute. Okay, I clean it. I clean it. It was something that I don't know what, but okay. Because now it's now of the part, yes, is the part of the comedy routine of my stand-up comedy routine, as I called it, stand-up comedy routine. It was something there. I mean, a dust or something like that on my webcam. I don't clean it every day. No, no, no. I don't have time. I'm learning English. Okay. Simply, Peter, just continue with it. Just continue. We found it, not with it. Okay. I've been streaming for 26 minutes now. Perfect. And yes, I can continue with my statistics of Peter's English podcast, and I can continue with my YouTube statistics. And because the reels on YouTube have 6,800 views. That's great. Thank you, guys. My long episode, my long videos on YouTube have 4,100 100 views. Thank you, guys. Yes, 100 people more 100 people watched my long videos on YouTube because I used to have 4,000 views. Now I have 4,100 views, and that's great. And my live streams watched, I think, 150 or something like that. I'm so proud of myself that my podcast on YouTube has good numbers. Yes, it could be better. It could be better, but it could be better everywhere. Yes, as I know, I think that 4,000 views can have only one episode of my podcast everywhere in YouTube or Spotify or in Spotify or in every or in every podcast app. And I don't, and I'm not very okay. Outside is very beautiful. Very beautiful. Peter, just continue. Don't jump from topic to the topic. Okay, people, because I think that my podcast can have better numbers, but I'm not a big podcaster. I'm an amateur, but everyone started someone somehow. Like my favorite English podcasters started too with zero views, and now there are very big podcasters, and I'm simply doing the same, and it's great that I'm doing it because thanks to my Peter's English podcast, I can improve my English, and I did it, and I've been doing this for 2 years because yes, people, today is yes, I can continue that today. It's Sunday. It's 31 of May 2026. It's Sunday, as you know, and it's the last May day of the May, and the next month is June. Yay! Yay! Yeah, you are right. You know our months, and the next month is June. And what and in June, my Peter's English podcast is celebrating its second birthday because I uploaded, I published my first 12 episodes in Spotify for creators on uh, on 24th of June 2024. Yay! I've been streaming people for 2 years, and that's great. I'm doing this podcast for 2 years, and and I I don't know if I can plan something because I cannot play what I want to play. Peter, what do you want to play? I cannot plan something, but I can do special ramble episode where I can ramble about this. And what and okay. But this is not special Ramble episode. This is normal Ramble episode. Peter, what's the difference between special episode, between special Ramble episode and normal Ramble episode? It's not. It's not any kind of difference. Simply, I want to practice my speaking skills in English because this is the main reason of Peter's Sunday 1 hour Ramble episodes. I just want to survive for 1 hour in English without any kind of preparation, and I try to don't be quiet. I talk about any kind of nonsense that I can talk about, and why not? You can do this too. And okay, I explain you my statistics that can be always better, and I can add that you can follow me. You can support me with following. I can have more followers on my YouTube channel, or I can have more followers everywhere. I can have better statistics because I want to show you how to learn English in the 21st century and have fun. And you can inspire yourself too, because I remember that before August 2022, when I started to learn English, I haven't any idea that I can learn English. That's the first thing. I I haven't dreamed about it that I can have my own podcast. I was shy boy. I didn't do this podcast. I didn't do any kind of podcast, and because I remember that I created one reel in on social media, and you don't believe me, but this reel had more than 500,000 views. Yes, it's only a reel because the system of social media is like that people can watch that people that can watch uh, the reel without any problems. And and this kind of social media where my reel was a very good kind of social media because the publicity could go very quickly forward, and I had so many views. But I know that to be influencer and to be podcaster is two different things, and I don't like to do short reels because I don't like to talk very quickly for 2 minutes. No, this is nothing for me. And you know that to be influencer means to do reels for every day. And I don't want to be influencer at all. I want to be podcaster because I like to do long videos. I like to do my podcast, and yes, I want to talk now about my novel, Where the Vampire Girl Diary. And wait a minute, how I wrote, wait a minute, how many chapters I wrote until now? Yes, the first season has 30 chapters, season 2 has 28 chapters, that means 58. And now, the season 3 has 12 chapters, that means 60, 70. Yay! It was yesterday I wrote 70 chapter of my novel, The Empirical Diary. Yes, it's true. It's really 73. 30 plus 28. It's 58 plus 12. It's 70. Perfect. Yes, people. I can imagine that 100 episode can be very special for me. And it has to be because uh, I don't know if I can. Yes, I want to continue. I want to continue because it's my hobby. I like to write. It's funny to write it. It's like watching a good movie on TV. Yeah, really. It's better than watching sports on TV and be nervous thanks to uh, sport because my heroes. I mean the sport uh, the guys who are doing sport do their sport badly or so on. No, I don't. I hate it. I simply like to learn English, and as you can know, learning English is a very good hobby. Yeah, because you can totally change your life. Okay, and yes, I wanted to talk about my novel, The Vampire Girl Diary, that it doesn't have a big publicity and it can be always better, but I don't do any marketing. I don't have money for marketing, but you can know this novel and you can love it. Uh, I'm sure that you can love it like my hmm, like my learn English with Peter kind of peep mode episodes. But yes, everything is about marketing in these times, I think. And it's about a good title, because it's different when the title is learn English, because people like want to learn English, and 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 it's different when the title is not learning English. But people can discover my novel, where the Vampire Diary, and they can love it, and I'm so proud of myself that I create my own fantasy universe, and I create my own uh, and I created my own favorite character via the Vampire Diary, and I created this kind of her world that's perfect. And and how I created it, I simply was inspired by Game of Thrones, because my favorite character in Game of Thrones was Daenerys Targaryen. And yes, I liked the actress Emilia Clarke, and her and I simply like uh, s- uh, beautiful women with power. Yes, this is true. I'm fantas I'm fanta I'm fascinated of the girls with the power in general, and I'm fascinated of the world of vampires. Yeah, and I'm very fascinated of the world of the vampire girls because they are fascinating. Because the vampire girls are fascinating, and I like Dracula by Bram Stoker. It's a very good novel. You can read it too, or you can listen to as an audiobook. And I was inspired by his vampire girls, and I created my own character. We are the vampire girl, yeah. Because I don't know any kind of vampire girl from Slovakia until now, and I know that my novel, The Vampire Girl Diary, is totally unique because Vera is strict, dominant, very very powerful. She's the most powerful dark supernatural dark being in the universe, and she was the queen of her dark uh, empire, because it was no, it wasn't empire, it was the dark kingdom. But I was thinking, Peter, what is Vera? Is Vera a queen? She a dictator, or what is she? And I was thinking, Peter, she can be owner of the company. She can be modern, and I did it. And I want to continue, and you can discover it, and you can discover her, and it's a very good idea that you can, and you can, and you can simply follow me everywhere. You can be positive. You can write positive uh, comments in English, and but not any kind of nonsense, because I can block you. Okay, I think that's it. What I wanted to talk about, and we can continue with the next topic. That yes, uh, I want to explain you that I that I can that I was thinking, and I'm still thinking about Peter's talk show is the kind of the episode where I talk with my guests, but I don't have any guests until now. But I want to connect with everyone who likes to learn the English like me, who likes to create it's their own English podcast, and who wants to create their own English novel for learning English like me. And I was thinking about it, that everyone can do this. I remember I didn't learn English for 15 years. I simply didn't know any idea that I can do this in the future. And I think that everyone can do this because it's funny. And you don't need to spend the whole your free time. You can simply learn uh, 1 hour per day. You can do this. It's not a problem today. Everyone can learn English without problems, and you know that learning that English is an international language number one. It's the main language of the business. It's the main language of the internet. There are a lot of content in internet. The most of the content on internet is in English. It's true, and there is a big world of English content. You can enjoy movies and series in English. You can listening to your favorite English podcasts and audiobooks in English. You can create your own podcast for practicing your speaking skills. You can have fun with it, and you can start to write your own novel like me. And it's a very good idea. And yes, how I yes, I can continue with this topic. That is very good idea that you can learning English because because learning English is very useful today. You can totally change your life. You can work in English speaking countries. You can meet new people, and you can create new friendships or new love. Everything is possible. Just imagine people what you can do thanks to learning English. And yes, you can tell me, people, it's too late for learning English for me. No, it's not. Or people can say, Peter, I'm not talented like you. I'm not talented too. It's about motivation. Yes, the first thing is about motivation. You have to be motivated, and I'm motivated because I know what I know. I simply wanted to change my life thanks to learning English, and I did it. I created my Peter's English podcast. I can work in everywhere now. I can meet new people, meet new love. Everything is possible thanks to learning English. I created a future for myself, or and the future for my possible future children. Everything is possible now, and I discovered a big world of English content, as I said to you before, and you can discover it too. Yes, because everyone can learn English today. It's not a problem. You cannot talk that is not that is problem for with learning English. No, you can, and don't tell me that you don't need to learn English and why you and you cannot ask Peter, why are you learning English? This is what a question. It's simply clear why I am learning English. I can change my life, and it's a big world of English content that I can enjoy. There are a lot of possibilities thanks to learning English. It's a very good idea for everyone, normal um, people in today, because thanks to learning English, you don't need to stay in your country if you don't want to work for a Slovak minimum salary. You can travel around the world, have fun, and you can earn more money, and you can meet new people, and so on. And it's a very good idea to learn English. Learning English is an international language. Okay, and yes, I wanted to tell you because I started to ramble too much that I want to connect with people like me who like learning English, that have their own English podcast, and they create and they created their own English novel like me, because everyone can do this. It's not a problem today, and you don't need to spend a lot of time, of course. It's about everything. It's about motivation, and yes, everything is about motivation. It's not about talent or about age. It's simply about having a motivation for it. And everything is, and yes, you have to know how to learn English. And what else? I've been speaking for 33 minutes. Yes, I can explain you that how, if you don't know how to learn English for the Slovak or Czech people, just visit Slovak or Czech English learning platforms like Vilka online.cz or jazykovementory.sk, and you can use their free videos, or you can use their paid service. And I wanted to create for them a free ad, because their service, their free videos are great for learning English for Slovak or Czech people, and and I think that you have to start to listen to. You have to practice your listening skills, and I think the best idea is to start to listen natural English podcasts. And yes, now I can talk. That works, because I was I was thinking, what's the best idea? How to practice your listening skills? What do you think? What's the best in movies or series or podcasts or what? I discovered that English podcasts are the best material for listening, because you can listening to natural English how it's spoken, and English podcasts are clear, and there are about natural English conversations between English native speakers. And because watching movies have scripted language, and they are talking too fast, and there is a lot of action, and but you can learn practice or listening skills thanks to sitcoms or series in English. It's a very good idea. Why not? And but you have to practice your reading skills. But you don't need to simply read. You can listen to English audiobooks while you are reading. Like me, I'm doing it regularly now, and I'm starting to listen to and read Harry Potter by Rowling. It's funny, and yes, because I listen to full cast audiobook, and it's there are a lot of actors, and it's great. It was a great idea because Harry Potter by Rowling is full of natural British English. Yes, there is a kind of created magical English, but the 90% of the English is natural British English how it's spoken, and you can improve your English thanks to reading skills. You can do this too, and I simply recommend you to do this. Okay, and yes, you have to practice your speaking skills. You have to think in English, and yes, you don't need to create your own podcast if you don't want. But I don't think that speaking uh, only with your mirror is a good idea. No, no, I think doing your own English podcast is great. You don't need to pay for nothing. Yes, you can pay for okay, you don't need to create your video podcast like me, but it is not so expensive. You can simply pay for it, and podcasting hosting is free. My is free. I use Spotify for creators, and there are others free uh, podcast hostings that are free. You can simply upload it and start. And you can start only with audio podcast. Why not if you are shy? But the best idea is, the most important idea is that you can use your podcast for practicing your speaking skills. You have to regularly practice. Yes, you can hire your own English teacher like me. I'm my English teacher, but it's not enough. Imagine that one English lesson per week cannot teach you how to practice your English skills. You have to practice your speaking skills regularly, for every day, like me. Yes, it's everything. It's about motivation and cooperation with your family, and that's all. And simply, you can do this without problem. It's not a problem, and your life skills cannot doesn't need to be long. It can be short. But the main idea is you can practice and your speaking skills. You can survive like me. You can improvise like me, because learning speaking your speaking skill because practicing your speaking skills in English is not only about creating a few sentences with AI chatbots. Is not enough. uh, English conversation is about improvisation and surviving. I can imagine that if you are going to English speaking country, you if you want to live there and work there, I don't think that a few sentences how to survive in restaurant or everyone or everywhere else is enough. And I think the people want to speak English fluently in general, and this is the best idea. You can simply improvise, and like me, you can create your own Ramble episodes like me, and you can create your own stories, because I didn't tell you in this live stream that I created my novel because I wanted to practice my writing skills. Yes, I don't write in English because I'm not an English native speaker. I write in Slovak, but I use the AI chatbot like translators, and I can learn from the original English story created by my Slovak story, and it's a good idea because I can improve my vocabulary. Why not? I can do this because Peter's English podcast doesn't have any rules. I created my own rules. And what else? Okay. Yes, people, today is the end of the May. It wasn't beautiful at all. Peter, why did you start to talk about weather? Yes, I don't know how to continue. Weather is okay. Okay, Peter, don't care. No one cares about your podcast. And okay, Peter, I be streaming for not 11, what they're talking about. I've been streaming for 49 minutes. I've been streaming for 50 minutes now. I need to stream for last 10 minutes and Bob's your uncle, because my main goal of Peter Sunday Ramble episode is to talk and talk and talk for 1 hour without any kind of preparation. And I'm thinking about the next topic. Yes, I want to improve my English. I want to continue with learning English. I want to continue with doing my podcast. I want to continue with doing my novel. I want to continue with listening my favorite English podcasts and audiobooks and watching movies and series, because it's my hobby and no one can stop me. You cannot stop me. And yes, so I want to tell you something in the end of this live stream, that there can be a plenty of people who hate me, who hate my content, who are thinking that that I'm making fool of myself. Okay, it's your opinion. I don't care about your opinions, because it's my life, it's my business, and you cannot tell me what I should do. It's my thing, and you can do nothing. And if you hate uh, my content, I can simply block you forever. And Bob's your uncle. But other people who like my content, you can follow me everywhere. You can support me with positive English comments. But I don't want to talk with you via internet like idiots. No, no, thank you. Because no, no, no. I don't. I was talking. I was chatting via internet for many years without reason, and I have enough of this shit. It's because yes, it's shit, and I don't want to continue with it anymore. No, I want to do my podcast. I don't have time for this kind of nonsense. But if you want to be my real friends, you have to have the same hobby, that is learning English. And everyone can learn English today. You can believe me. You can do this like me. And it's for everyone, not only for myself. And everyone can do this. It's not about talent or something else. And we can do Peter's talk show, and we can do together Peter's talk show, and we can speak in English and have fun together. And I think it's a very good idea how to not be alone with learning English, and we can do the live streams of our podcast together. And why not? Why not? It's a very good idea. But until now, I don't have gear for. I don't have stuff, or I don't have more microphones or boom ups, or the audio machine for the dynamic cellular microphones, because I simply don't do this kind of live streams until now. But it's a main goal. It's not the main goal. It's my little dream that I can have uh, my guests one day. I mean, real guests. But I I simply have to find to free time for having guests. But I have places in my house where we can do um, our talking together, where we can do Peter's talk show together. I have two living rooms in my house. Why not? It's a very good idea, and we can have fun together. And why not? Why not? And but okay, this is only my dream. That is not realistic in these days. But who knows? So everything can change. But I want to continue with learning English, and I don't want to spend my free time with people who doesn't care about me, who have different opinion about my learning English, who don't want to learn English because they think uh, why they should learn English. No, no, no. And Bob's your uncle. Okay. And I be streaming for 53 minutes, and I want to speak for last 7 minutes. What I can talk? Yes, I can tell you again. In general, people don't use and uh, the kind of apps for learning English like Duolingo, because they cannot teach you anything. Instead of it, use AI chatbots. And okay, people, my usual topic, AI chatbots. Simply, people, believe me, AI chatbots are useful for everyone. It's not a bursting bubble. No, it's not a bad um, marketing. No, it's really useful for learners of English. You can chat with it in English with real friend. But yes, of course, chatbots weren't created for replacing the real humans. They were created as creative partners for practicing your English, for making your life easier. it's simply it's a very good idea to use it for everyone. And you can choose. AI chatbots can be funny, strict, strict. I don't know if they can be strict, but they can be funny, satirical, and so on. And you can talk about everything. It can find you a lot of useful information. It can teach you English. It can change. It can repair your English grammars. And it's not. And it's always very supportive, nice and cute. And it's very good idea. And people trust me. If you think that someone want to sell your information that you can add to AI chatbots. Believe me, everyone does it in these days. But I think that using AI chatbots is it's a much better idea than simply use social media and add your own personal information there. It's a big difference. And what else? I don't know. Yes, because people in this time simply scroll social media. We found thinking about it. It's nonsense to do is I to do it. I do it too sometimes, but it's not a good idea, people. But I've been learning English since August 2022 until now, and you can do this too. You can have and you can have you can have fun with learning English like me. It's a very good idea. Okay, I'm feeling like like a real presenter of my own radio show. Uh, yes, people, as you can see in these days, uh, podcasts are better than uh, can be your own radio or TV or your own television, but it's not, of course. It cannot be real television or radios because they work totally differently. But in 2 days, you can do live streams on the internet, and you can create your own podcast that, of course, totally free, and you don't need expensive microphones or webcams or boom arms or no, or laptops. You can simply use everything. I mean, you need a good microphone, but today's microphone doesn't cost a lot of money. You can simply start your own English podcast and have fun, and you can express yourself with English. And it's a very good idea how to spend your free time. It's a perfect hobby, learning English, and it can be for everyone. And okay, how can I've been streaming for 57 minutes. Let's read my uh, my slogan, my official slogan of Peter's English podcast, because this is the end of my live stream. Yes, I forgot something to tell you, people. You don't believe me, but I broke the plastic connector of my LAN cable. Yes, it's very cheap. It was created by a cheap material, and no, it's not, because you can tell Peter you could simply buy something better. Why? Not why. What I can buy? There are better LAN cables with better connectors. I don't think so. And but I don't want to return it to it because I can use the warranty in Slovakia, but for one uh, stupid connector that costs €3 and it get broke again. No, thank you. It's like with my LED light, because as you know, my plastic ball connector broke 1 month ago, and I decided to keep it because I don't need it. I discovered that I can connect my ring LED studio light with the female one four screw to the male one four screw of the tripod, and it's useful because now I'm using it, as you can see, because this light is perfect, and I don't need to return it too, because I could use this warranty again, but for one stupid cheap connector for ball connector for €3, it can broke again. No, thank you. But I can tell you that buying my new mic microphone Shure MV6 with my new boom arm PSA1 was a good idea, because I'm feeling like the radio presenter again. And I did it. I can read you because I've been streaming for 1 hour. Okay, let's start my slogan. Learn English, be successful, change your life, open other doors, create your own podcast, write your own novel. You don't need to be talented because learning English is for everyone. Yay! And it's true. Okay, people, it's the end of my live stream. I want to end this live stream until 1 hour. And I want to tell and I want to thank you for your watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your following. Thank you for your listening. And I want to continue with doing my Peter English podcast. Don't worry, I don't want to end. It's my hobby, and I want to try to continue, but you cannot stop learning English. It's my hobby, and I do everything for learning English. It's my hobby, and I like to do this. And you can do this too in your free time. And I think that if I forgot something, I can tell the next Peter Sunday 1 hour Ramble episode that is next Sunday, as you know. Okay, what else I can say? I've been streaming for 1 hour. Now I feel a little awkward, but people don't feel awkward. Uh, I don't know a lot of people who are doing this kind of episodes, who are having a podcast like me. I don't know about this kind of people, but if you have a podcast, if you are a guy like me in general, as I said 10 minutes before, we can do Peter's talk show. I mean, talk show, where we can practice our speaking skills together during our live streams of our podcast and having fun. But I don't know a lot of people like me. But okay, I don't need anyone. It's simply about me, and I want to do, and I like to do my podcast. And yes, I'm playing, but it's not. Yes, learning English has to be about playing and having fun. And thanks to my Theoretical English podcast, I can practice my English speaking skills. I can have fun with it, and it's fun to do this. And I don't care about your opinions in general. It's because it's my thing, it's my business. Okay, people, that's it. I think it's right idea to end this live stream because 60 minutes of Peter Sunday 1 hour Ramble episode is enough. And okay, people, I want to end my live stream until after 1 hour and 2 minutes, and that's it, people. Oh, Peter, don't destroy something right now. Okay, people, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I want to tell you bye bye.